Watching out for your safety. New research out tonight suggests certain types of bike lanes in busy downtown areas can be more dangerous than riding a bike on a street with no bike lanes.
News 5's Andy Cohen with a closer look at the research and how Colorado Springs makes decisions about those bike lanes.
Researchers with the Insurance Institute for Highway Safety interviewed some 600 cyclists in New York, Portland, and Washington, D.C. after they'd crashed or fallen on their bikes. They then compared those crash locations to other randomly selected locations along the routes to reach these findings. The safest bike lanes identified in the study had the fewest intersections. They were also buffered by green spaces or concrete barriers like on this bridge.
At the riskiest section of protected bike lane that we saw was a two-way segment that was next to a two-way street, which can be challenging for drivers to turn across because they have to monitor for oncoming traffic and oncoming cyclists in both directions.
In fact, those bike lanes were found to be more dangerous than simply riding on a major street with no bike infrastructure.
I ride on bike paths commuting 2 to 3 times a week.
Mechanic Josh Carr at Criterium Bicycles knows there are some places in town that are just safer to ride than others.
The more central you get and the more concentrated the traffic, the more panicked the drivers are. And my personal thought is that's why people freak out at cyclists. They don't want to hurt the person, and it just kind of manifests in anger.
His experience that drivers are more relaxed away from busy urban districts is reflected in the study. The city of Colorado Springs uses a bike master plan to guide its decisions about where and what to build for bike lanes. Officials tell us that these studies are given consideration, but the study authors caution not to read too much into their findings.
Our finding that conventional bike lanes were safer doesn't mean that cyclists are better off without that separation.
The city of Colorado Springs has more than 100 miles of on-street bicycle routes and nearly 120 miles of urban bike trails. The program is funded by a self-imposed bike tax. Improvements to the bicycle infrastructure are continuously being made. Watching out for you, Andy Cohen, News 5.